said we could switch cancer on and off like a switch. Not a popular study. What would happen to our meat industry in Australia if that was got out? You see that?
Barbara O'Neill is a respected natural health educator, writer, and speaker who has spent her life encouraging people to take control of their well-being. With many years of experience, she focuses on helping others understand and address the real causes of illness, rather than simply covering up symptoms. She really believes our bodies can heal themselves if we just give them the right support. For her, it's all about eating real, whole foods, keeping the gut healthy, and living in balance. Instead of depending on pills or quick fixes, she trusts nature and simple daily habits to keep us well.
An Indian doctor had done a research on 20 rats. Why do they do research on rats? Because their gastrointestinal tract's very similar to humans. And this may horrify you, but rat milk's the closest milk to human milk, but then we're not going to milk rats. Goats will do. But that's why they do research on rats, because they're very similar to humans and they only live 2 years. So they can see what would happen to a rat in 2 years would happen to a human in 70.
Rats are commonly used in scientific research because they have a lot in common with humans, both biologically and genetically. This makes them very useful for studying how diseases develop and how the body works. They also live shorter lives and reproduce quickly, which lets scientists observe several generations in a relatively short time. Plus, since so much research has already been done on rats, new studies can build on a solid base of existing knowledge. Altogether, these qualities make rats one of the most valuable animals in scientific experiments. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes and does not replace medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional about your specific health needs.
So what this Indian doctor did, he injected every single one of these 20 rats with aflatoxin because it causes liver cancer. 10 of the rats, he gave a 20% animal protein diet. That's like meat and dairy every meal. The other 10 rats, he gave a 5% animal protein diet. That would be like meat a couple of times a week, dairy a couple of times. After 2 years, every rat on the 20% animal protein diet was dead or dying from liver cancer. After 2 years, the rats on the 5% animal protein diet had no cancer at all, had nice healthy coats. Every rat on the 20% animal protein diet, he did hundreds, died of liver cancer. Every rat on the 5% animal protein diet, no cancer. He did another section, 20% vegetable protein, no cancer. So he kept refining it down, down, down. There was something in meat and dairy products that accelerates cancer growth. But again, not in a small amount, only in a large amount.
The statement, "There is something in meat and dairy products that accelerates cancer growth, but again, not in a small amount, only in a large amount," reflects a common idea in nutrition science. Certain components in animal-based foods may influence cancer risk, but the effects usually depend on the quantity consumed and overall lifestyle factors. Research has shown that excessive consumption of red and processed meats can be linked to a higher risk of cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. This is partly because compounds such as heme iron, nitrates, and heterocyclic amines formed during high-heat cooking can damage cells and DNA, potentially promoting cancer growth. However, small or occasional intake is generally considered less risky, especially if balanced with a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and fiber that help protect the body. Dairy products, on the other hand, are more complex. Some studies suggest that high dairy intake, especially whole milk, may increase risks of prostate cancer due to hormones or growth factors like IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, which can encourage cell proliferation. Yet, dairy also contains calcium, vitamin D, and probiotics that may protect against other cancers, such as colorectal cancer. The evidence is mixed, and risks appear to rise mainly with overconsumption rather than moderate use. Ultimately, the key idea behind the statement is moderation. Meat and dairy are not inherently harmful, but consuming them in large, frequent quantities, especially processed forms, may create conditions that favor cancer development. Balancing these foods with plant-based options, fiber-rich meals, and healthy cooking methods reduces risks while still allowing their nutritional benefits. This nuanced approach emphasizes that it's not about total avoidance, but about mindful and moderate consumption.
He showed without doubt that it was this mold waste that was causing the cancers, but he was also looking at what fed it or what stopped it. He said we could switch cancer on and off like a switch. Some of the rats he gave 20% animal protein diet for a year. Liver cancer getting out of control, turned the switch off by stopping the animal protein. The liver cancer went away. And he reversed it. 1 year on the vegetable protein, no cancer. Gave the 20% animal protein, cancers came. He said it was just so clear. Not a popular study. What would happen to our meat industry in Australia if that was got out? You see that? So what Louis Pasteur said on his deathbed was absolutely right. It is not the microbe. They're everywhere. They're in the air we breathe. There are more in our body than you would ever believe. There's more in our mouth than people on planet Earth. And they're an important part of the life cycle on planet Earth. The only time the problem arises when ecology is thrown out. The good guys are killed off and then the bad guys get out of control. That's why your oil pulling is such an effective and yet simple pull in bringing back the balance. The simple oil pulling in the morning.
So the message is simple. Meat and dairy can be part of a healthy diet, but only when enjoyed in moderation. It's not about completely cutting them out, but about finding balance and making smarter choices for long-term health. Pairing these foods with more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can help protect your body and keep you strong. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on health and wellness. And let me know in the comments how you balance meat, dairy, and plant-based foods in your diet. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay healthy and take care.